water. It could be rum, it could be anything, everything going down.
Soca artists, calypsonians, songwriters, producers, sponsors, Envy Nightclub staff, members of the media, good evening. DJs, of course, I can't forget you guys, good evening. Thank you so much for taking time out to be here to witness the press launch of the first ever virtual Soca and Calypso Monarch competition. We are streaming live right now on STV Online, so you can go onto your devices, go onto Facebook, and search for STV Online Live and share the link with your friends. To those of you looking at us online, remember to like, share, and comment. Let's spread this exciting news. Now, normally at a press event, there's lots of talk. There will be some talk, but this is a bit different. So we will share information, but we have videos, we have a scheduled performance, and we have complimentary eats and drinks while stocks last. So that's something to look forward to. Now, I'm sure we can agree that everything or almost everything that has happened so far in 2020 has been unexpected, especially in relation to the COVID-19 pandemic. And St. Vincent and the Grenadines, like the rest of the Caribbean, felt the effects of this. And by extension, our annual cultural festival, Vincy Mas, was affected. And one of the most anticipated events of this festival is the Soca and Calypso Monarch competition. But as they say, out of difficulty comes opportunity. And Steve Wallace, the creative director of STV Online, saw the opportunity to create the virtual Soca and Calypso Monarch competition. With his vision in mind, he approached me, Candice Seeley, the managing director of Ignite, a marketing and public relations consultancy, and Lester Iroha of Envy Nightclub and owner of Fourth Dimension Productions. Now, us, like many of you, have been affected financially by this pandemic. There are no events for DJs to go to, no events for artists to perform at, no visitors because of the travel restrictions, no events requiring Steve's screens and production, no ads to voice, no show to MC. And with all of that happening, obviously producers were thinking twice about producing any music. But all three of us came together because 3 heads is definitely better than 1. And we have created the blueprint for the virtual Soca and Calypso Monarch competition. The finals of the competition will take place on the 4th and 5th of July 2020. So the same dates that it would have been happening had there been no COVID-19. Now, we consider ourselves to be very blessed, and I say blessed because at this particular time, many businesses are not spending money. And we have been fortunate enough to have financial sponsorship from Hyroon and Digicel so that we can offer $20,000 in cash and prizes for this competition. Now, at this time, I really would love to encourage corporate St. Vincent and the Grenadines to get on board with this competition. This is culture. This is to support the entertainment industry and to support the artists. Now, I know you're really anxious to find out how the competition will work, how can you get involved, and Lester will go into the details. But let me just say that as a result of our partnerships, we have been able to include some very innovative initiatives in this competition. And when Lester explains everything, you will find out the critical role that the Digicel D-Music app will play in the competition. And whilst there would be no Victoria Park, I can guarantee you there will be a virtual VIP experience, and Lester would speak to that as well. So with no further ado, I invite Lester Iroha of Envy Nightclub and Fourth Dimension Productions.
Thank you, Candice. Just like to welcome everybody to Envy Nightclub. Glad to have you here, and we're glad to be a part of this venture. As most of you know, I myself am a producer, and all around this time, all of us would have been partying and jumping to a lot of soca music, because right now would have been 100% Vincy soca, right? So I'm just gonna give you a little more background and insight on the competition. Candace did a good job explaining basically why we did this. You know, the COVID-19 situation, pandemic, that right now has everybody, crippled. So why I got on board as well, it's good to see that we can still have some music, because although we may not be able to make money from it, a lot of people, you know, rely on music to lift their spirits, take them out of a bad mood. So sometimes the music goes further than just, you know, little entertainment and jump up and street parties, right? So I'll just give you a little rundown on the timeline that we're trying to work with for this competition. First up, the submissions deadline would be on Monday, 22nd of June, right? So that will be the submissions deadline. We will have a live broadcast of the auditions where we would sit and we would play all of the songs that were submitted for who would like entry into the competition. So we would actually have another live broadcast where everybody, including the public, can hear the songs that were up for submission. A very important part is that all the music that would be submitted to the competition would get automatic upload on the D-Music app, which is a very good platform for us as Vincentian music producers, artists, people in the industry to get their music out there. And it's also a good avenue for you to get some revenue in terms of streaming. This is an avenue that is kind of not as widely used in St. Vincent as it should be, as this is a very good avenue that artists can get some well-deserved revenue. So all the songs that would be submitted for this competition would be uploaded on the music. Of course, they will do all the necessary signing up in the back end to have everything legal and sorted out. So it's nothing illegal. We're not trying to take advantage of you. It's really for your advantage. So that would, the upload should happen around the June 24th. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to catch the Vincy Mass window. This is a time when the world looks to us for our music to see what songs, are charting. Because at the end of the day, COVID-19 is not going to be forever, By October, you never know. Everything could be back to may not be back to normal, but maybe back to a situation where people are flying, artists are getting booked. It will be very nice for our artists to have products out there that they can get booked on, rather than relying on music that was released since 2019 and beyond, right? So that's basically the timeline we're working with, and obviously the competitions would be held on the 4th and 5th of July, which will coincide with when we would have normally kept our Soca, Monarch, and Calypso. I want to make a special mention about the Calypso part. Now, what we are trying to encourage is, we know what we are going through. What we need is uplifting music. So we're encouraging people to do more comedic and upbeat calypso, right? We're not knocking the traditional calypso and what they're doing, but for this platform, I think it's very important that we keep the energy up. So that is the kind of vibe that we are actually going to be looking for in the auditions, and the judges are going to pay special attention to that. So that would be for the calypso part. As Candice mentioned earlier, there would be a Zoom VIP experience that will go for $20 US. When you get that, you will have, it comes with a package. You will get drinks by our sponsor, Hyrule. You also get, I'm sure all of you have seen all the lives. When you're on a Zoom, you actually get the opportunity to be broadcasted in the competition while it's going on. And we're also going to be using that as a means to judge what we have, which I would mention later, as social response. Because we don't have no crowd, so we will have social response, but I'll go explain that when we get down. So the way I see this being used is, remember we ain't gonna have beehive, board house, bad temper, I can't remember all the crew's name, but the crews can come together and purchase a package where they now can come together and have a watch party. So when we switch the camera on them, we can see them in the normal behavior, in their little enclosed area, right? So we're trying to make it as interactive as possible, you know what I mean? And still try to bring in some of the elements of, the partying as much as possible. Yes, there will be other goodies, I should say, from Digicel that will be also included in the VIP package. But as the weeks will roll by, we would deliver more information on what these packages would actually fully entail. Okay, people will be interested in, artists would be interested in what the judging criteria is. We're trying to keep it very simple. We're not trying to complicate it. Right now we are thinking we're going to use 5 judges. For the auditions, the judging criteria would be 20 points for lyrics, 20 for melody, 20 for musical arrangement, 15 for originality, and 20 for execution. That's for the judging. That's preliminary for you to actually get into the finals. Now, on the night of the finals, the judges are going to be looking at 15 points for lyrics, 20 for melody, 20 for musical arrangement, 15 for originality, 20 for rendition, 10 for social media response. Now, that social media response would have been in place of crowd response. Now, you might be wondering, oh, you're getting social media response, right? When we're in Soca Monarch and a big tune play, we don't see we Began. That is a Vinci thing, right? Well, we don't have Began, but we have fire emoji. So if an artist say, let me see them fire emoji, let me see them fire emoji, light up the screen. The judges are also going to have a live feed and see the response. So if the crowd actually responds to you and you're getting fire emoji, yes, they go give you your 10 points for your crowd, for your social response. You can't tell the crowd, well, we're going this side, we're running this side. Right? Because everybody home. They might run to the side, but we know if they're running to the side. So here we're doing. We're saying, hey, we're going to the side. We know it's virtual. So everybody, give me the arrow. We're going so. If you see the arrows, you know you get the people there. Right? So it's up to, I'm just giving examples. It's up to the artist now to be creative, based on your song and the emojis and what is available for you to showcase the interaction with the public, right? What we also going to have from our other sponsor, major sponsor, is we're going to have a percentage allocated to your final points from SMS voting. So we're going to have a campaign from the time that we select the finalists where you can have, it's like a people's choice. So people are going to text to support their favorite artists, right? We're also going to have a percentage also allocated based on listenership on the music app. Because what we're also trying to do, we're also trying to push the music further outside of St. Vincent, right? And how do you do that? we have to get people listening to the music. We have to get them streaming it. So we have to get people accustomed to the whole streaming platform. That's the way of the future. We know in St. Vincent we really don't get a lot of royalties and so from our music. We tend to just get performance and that's it. So we need to look at innovative ways in which we in this industry can generate much needed income. So that's another avenue that has been graciously bestowed upon us by Digicel, who we're really happy to partner with. Did I touch everything? Most artists might be thinking at this point, where do you pick up your submit? How do you submit your music? Do you have to go in town and buy a CD, burn your tracks? No, we're gonna keep in the theme of being virtual, and we're actually gonna do online submissions. We have an online form that you will fill out, upload your tracks, and that would be your submission. And I'll just hand it over to my technical team as they will just give you a run through and demo of the submissions.
Okay, so there would be a link on the STV Online Facebook page. So you would go to the STV Online Facebook page. Pinned at the top of the page would be the link. And that link would take you to this screen, which is the form that you will fill out to submit your music and your information. So at the top there, we have entry category. There's Raga Soca, Soca, or Calypso. Then you input the name of your track. You upload your track. You also upload the track artwork, the release date, day, month, year, your full name, first name, last name, your artist name. You upload your profile photo. Let me just scroll down a bit. Then you have your email. You input your email. All the fields with the asterisk, those are mandatory fields. Then you can enter your Facebook, IG, or YouTube handles. That is not mandatory, but you can still enter it. Then you have your phone number. You enter the area code and the rest of the number, your address, and the country default is St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Then you have a bio. Your bio should not be more than 300 words. And then you like the STV online page. And that's how you complete your online submission form. So you would find this link pinned at the top of the STV online Facebook page. Lester?
Yes, so that's the way of the future, as you can see. Simple. And this page, all this submission can be done from your cell phones as well. You know, it's a cell phone friendly submissions form. I've actually tested it from my cell phone. So it's very user friendly, very straightforward. You shouldn't have any difficulty. If you do encounter some difficulties, you can actually message anyone on the team for assistance, and we will give you assistance on that. At this point, I don't know if anybody has any questions which they wish to throw at us at this time before I invite Candace to come back. Anybody? Come through. Don't afraid the cameras. Come through. Yeah. Or if you want to show the question there, anything.
Hey. All right. So, fugitive. Greetings, everybody. My concern, firstly, well, commendable.
Yes.
It is commendable. Kudos to the entire team. Brilliant initiative. I'm loving it so far. But just to get some more details in terms of the competition. Well, more so the breakdown of the prize money. How would it be distributed? $20,000. Would it be 10 for Calypso, 10 for Soca? In terms of the categories, I heard you mention Calypso, Raga Soca, Soca.
Yeah.
Would it be, in terms of the Soca aspect of it, would it be submissions, in terms of the competition?
Yeah.
Would it be Raga Soca and Soca competing in the same category?
No,
You
no,
know,
no.
these questions.
3 categories.
Okay.
Power Soca, Raga Soca, and Calypso. We have a combined prizes of $20,000, which is a breakdown of 5,000 each to the winners, plus prizes, which makes up the 20,000, right?
Okay, so 5 for each category,
category.
and 5,000 in additional prizes.
Yes, that's
Okay.
going to split up amongst
All right.
the winners.
Good.
Right? If we are also still campaigning, and that's why we're doing the media launch. If there are businesses that like the idea, want to jump on, we invite them to come on board. You know, we could still do better. So we're still appealing to the business and the corporate society to jump on board. It's a good cause. Also, as you would see on the flyer that we are going to release right after the live, we're calling it a Lucky 7. It would be 7 competitors for each category. So we will have 7 finalists for Power Soca, 7 finalists for Raga Soca, 7 finalists for the Calypso. Anybody else with questions? No questions? Don't be shy. Bring the questions, come true. Big up yourself.
Good night. My name is Dynamite. Question. The song name, right? It had to be 2020 release, and
That's what we're pushing for. Right now we want to make people anticipate the competition and the music. That is part of the marketing tool. Okay. You check? We don't just want to do a competition and anybody just picking any old song that they've seen you perform a million times.
so it had to be 2020.
It has to be new music for this year.
All right, next question.
Truth.
Like me now, I could enter all the category one time. I just won.
You're free to enter all the categories. As long as the judges like your music and it fits the criteria and you beat the rest, you can compete in all 3 categories. There's no limitation.
All right, no further question.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Nobody? That's it? Nobody curious about anything? Oh, a part that I think I left out. We're also going to do the competition with a full backing band, because we want to give that feel of Soca Monarch. It is not the same thing when an artist performing and he turn around and tell the DJ, low. That's not Soca Monarch, you know. So we will have a full band, and I see some band members in the audience as well. But yeah, that's the plan. It's gonna be full backing band for each song. So you know the same applies in terms of when you're a finalist, you have to submit your stems, and we will organize band rehearsals for the artists. We are not doing any props because, as you see, it's very enclosed, right? But we will permit each artist to have maximum of 4 backup dancers. So you could still have a little vibes in your performance. So some of you might have to learn a little routine, and I make the thing look jiggy. Right? Anybody else? Anybody else?
Greetings. My name is Dynamite. Yeah, Chiwala here, aka The Ramis. You spoke about live backing. Would that also be the case for the Calypso segment of the competition?
Yes, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make everything, although it's virtual, part of this is also including the musicians because those are the backbone of our carnival as well, you know. So we don't want to forget them. We want to try to include them. So including the Calypso, we're going to try our best to have the backing band, a backing band back you up live.
Also, would it be one band per category, or you using one band for the entire competition?
Well, we still negotiating. I would try to split it up because it will also make the rehearsals a smoother process, you know. But at the end of the day, we are very limited in funds as you know. This venture outside of the VIP Zoom package, we don't really have any gate receipts to receive for this event, you know. So everything we are relying on our sponsors, and once again we also have to big up Digicel and Hyrule for coming on board. Once we communicated with them and let them know what we were planning to do, they jumped on board right away, and we are grateful for them because practically everything that we are presenting here today is being sponsored by those two corporations. So we have to give a big shout out to Hyrule and Digicel for backing the virtual Soca Monarch. Yeah, yes, we'll have back vocalists included. Okay. You want to speak? Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that is my time. I'll now pass you back over to Candice, who will take it from here.
Thank you, Lester. So who will be in who would consist of the lucky seven? 7 for the Soca competition, 7 for Raga Soca, 7 for Calypso. Now, we have a very interesting question here online, and we were actually intending to touch on this. Now, although we would not be in Victoria Park and you may not be putting on this extra performance, we expect that you would make the effort because, you know, we will be streaming live and your performance will be seen worldwide. And it is our intention to assist the artists, the finalists, with their appearance fees by linking them with particular sponsors. Now, someone online is asking if there's an appearance fee and if the diaspora can donate to specific artists on the night via PayPal. Now, if you do wish to sponsor an artist in the finals, you can, but obviously you would have to send that money before the night because they would need to get themselves together. So we know that appearance fees are pretty important to help the artist get his outfits, get his dancers, etc. So again, we are appealing to the business community to come on board, but we will be working along with the artists to assist them in finding sponsorship if needed for their appearance fees. Now at this time, I would like to welcome some of our sponsors to say a few words. This competition would not be what we hope or what it is without their contribution. As a matter of fact, I would say more than a contribution, it is a partnership because let me tell you, Hyrule and Digicel have come on board in a huge way, especially at this particular time. So I will invite Mr. Kelvin Franklin to come forward and say a few words on behalf of Hyrule.
Thank you very much, Candice. Good night, everyone. Well, as Candice said earlier, during this pandemic, marketing dollars very scarce. But when Steve and his crew came to us for sponsorship, we felt as we Hyrule, the brand, of course, that is embedded in St. Vincent and the Grenadines culture, Carnival being absent this year, we felt that, of course, it is only fitting for us to showcase again what we believe in, because this is an opportunity for our local talents to ensure that there is an avenue for them again this year. So, of course, we embrace the idea, and it's bold, it's creative, and we're very happy and proud to be a part of it. So on the behalf of Lamont Medica, Sales and Marketing Manager, he has given me the opportunity to stamp our approval, and we approve this virtual reality competition, Soca Monarch 2020, sponsored by Hyrule Bear. Of course, there will be other initiatives, as this is yet early, and so as we go along, there'll be other initiatives from Hyrule, and so I'm not going to let everything out of the bag tonight, but I just want to wish the crew the very best. I'm going to encourage persons to, of course, register, be a part of this history-making event, right? And I believe that this will augur well for the future. Hyrule Bear, our bear, hold your own, anytime, anywhere. Hyrule is Carnival. Thank you very much.
Thank you, history making indeed. And I would now invite the representative from Digicel, Dougal, I believe you're here, to come and say a few words on behalf of Digicel.
Right, so Hyrule is Carnival and Digicel are Femicel. As you will know, the Digicel brand is no stranger to amazing live streaming entertainment. If anybody watched the recent Voices Clash, you know that. But tonight, I'm representing on behalf of Mel Barnwell and the D-Music app specifically. It's a great opportunity for local artists to get their music showcased worldwide. Also on outside of the borders and limitations of St. Vincent. So you won't just be earning your little change from a couple of corner events, but you'll be able to actually have your music showcased globally and on that platform. And we just like to say that the D-Music platform is a platform where there's over 40 billion songs across the world, and you should try to download the app. And as the releases are selected, you'll see them listed there. You can go and, while you listen to your favorite artists, you'll actually be putting money in their pocket. So you won't only be supporting by coming out and attending the event, but just by listening to the songs that you like. So I'd like to congratulate Lester and the whole team, specifically Steve. I had no idea coming here tonight that Steve was involved. Got a phone call from Lester about it. And it was a great idea, I loved it, and I didn't expect to be speaking tonight, but I just like to congratulate the whole team and look forward to the artists, the Calypsonians coming out and entertaining a global audience on this platform. So guys, kudos to you, and Hyrule is Carnival, Digicel of Femicel. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, you can still submit your questions. I see some of you are here and submitting your questions online. That's fine. We do have a question here. I would just touch on that. Someone is asking if the winners from last year will gain automatic entrance. That is correct. So the reigning Soca, Raga, and Calypso Monarch have automatic entry into the competition. So that's cleared that up. And someone else asked asking the name of the judges and why is it not selection by popular vote. Now, one thing I should have mentioned earlier, I think for the very first time, there is pretty much a guarantee that everyone will hear the artist's music. because when the music is uploaded into the Digicel D-Music app, you go on to the app, you listen to the music, and the artists that go forward to the finals, based on the number of times their song was listened to, that would also contribute towards your final score. So if your song was highly listened to in the app, that would contribute towards your final score in the finals. We really want the artist songs to be heard. Many times each carnival is a recurring thing, and actually sometimes like a broken record. My music is not playing, I'm not hearing my song, etc., etc. All of the music will be uploaded into the Digicel D-Music app, and everyone can go on to the app, because you have to go on to the app to listen to the music. So you go on to the app, you listen to the music, and that contributes towards the artist's final score once they go through to the final 7. And as I mentioned before, the winners from last year gain automatic entrance. So keep sending in your questions. Okay, so as I said before, it's not just talk. We have a scheduled performance coming up very shortly. Hopefully you guys would have had something to munch on, had some complimentary Hyroon or soft drinks or some complimentary food along the way, or finger food I should say, while you're listening. So right about now, if we don't have any more questions, do we have any more questions before we move on? No? Okay. Well, all I'm going to say about this performer is that maybe he took us by surprise. He took St. Vincent and the Grenadines by surprise. He pretty much won all of the rural carnivals competition, soca competition, and then he went on to Victoria Park to win the Soca Monarch competition. Let's give it up for Magical. We could do better than that. I mean, I know we're not in Victoria Park, but come on. I saw him here a while ago. Yes, he's coming.
Hello, good night to the entire St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Good night to everyone who online watching. Good night to Digicel, the music, Hyroon Bear. You don't know, big up everybody, right? So, July the 4th, you don't know, is the Soca Monarch thing. All the artists, them come out and support the thing, right? It's virtual, it's online, but we're going still, because that can't stop the march, right? DJ, kick off one time, no sticking.
Again a small thing. I want to invite the Soca King.
Ooh, Magical door.
Oh, yeah, the Joker wife.
Prove it, man from Fitzy. She want me come and anything. Get her mad anything. Play a mass anything. Niggle anything. I'm moving fast anything. She says slow down anything. Take your time anything. Come and do you the Soca King. So if you think nice, girl, I'm about to come one time. If you think nice, girl.
Yo, and pause. Again a small thing. I want to invite the Soca King.
Ooh,
Magical door.
Oh, yeah, the Joker wife.
prove it, man from Fitzy. She want me come and anything. Get her mad anything. Play a mass anything. Bingo anything. I'm moving fast anything. She says slow down anything. Take your time anything. Can't match you the Soca King. So if you think nice, girl, I'm about to come one time. If you think nice, girl, then I will come 2 times. If you think nice, girl, then I will come 3 times. 4 times. More time. Every party I keep, then magic go reach. Could I pick that park or be inside the club? Before I start perform, let me make a speech. And party if I try like that. It's a boy like this, you want me come inside anything. Get her mad anything. Play a mass anything. Bingo anything. I'm moving fast anything. She says slow down anything. Take your time anything. Can't imagine you the Soca King. So if you think nice, girl, I'm about to come one time. If you think nice, girl, then I go come 2 times. Fast move, right? If you think nice, girl, then I go come 3 times. Just a smart thing we give them tonight, right? We go again, next one. reaching it fit. She start magical.
Turn it up there, turn it up there, turn it up there.
Magical.
Prove it. Move it. My God, to find England coming down into Vinceland. Telling me he coming for the mass, he coming to jam. Boy, ready to wreck the place, ready to drop a bomb. So I take him to every fete, they keep it in the land. Boy, carrying him to countries, see the girl and them a go along. Carrying him to Leo, this is blow. And there's a crowd, Vincent Chan. I want you to sing, over inside the club. Turn it up, everybody help me sing. Help me sing. These people bloody hell crazy. Oh Lord, they bloody hell crazy. Vincy people bloody hell crazy. Getting these people bloody hell crazy. We look up there. We look at the fast, DJ, fast. Hold it there. For the people that have know, he's a proud Vincent Chan. I don't know. We don't afraid to show them how we stop. We don't afraid to show them our ways. So if they're home and they're watching, right, I in the club, I just want to help me sing. Hold it right there. These people bloody hell crazy. Oh Lord, they bloody hell crazy. Vincy people bloody hell crazy. Grenadiers people bloody hell crazy. What break down the gate? Lift the fence. Have no sense. Get intense. They bloody hell crazy. These people bloody hell crazy. Look again. So what? Carry them to Leo, what this is pure back canal. Not reaching it tongue. Everybody a push. Fire with Jamaican, this was my cause. Respond, these people bloody hell crazy. Stop it. Yeah, so don't know this is the magical man, right? Just want to say thanks to Lester and the entire team who is about to have this show. It's a good one for the young upcoming artists them. For the big artists them, for the artists and in the middle, everybody is a good thing. Thanks to the sponsors, Digicel. Big them out one time, I don't know, as an ambassador, the Bigger Better Network. Big up to Harun Bay as well, right? The entire Envy and the whole family, right? So all the soca artists them, just come out, submit the music, and we keep the thing going, right? So big up the CDC one time, right? So you don't know, one love for Magical. Good night to everybody and thanks for coming out to the lunch, right?
Thank you. And we open up the floor for some more questions. Rodney, I think you had a question. You can step up. Lester?
Somebody have a question? Yeah. Rodney? What? My next boxer. Who we have next?
Right. Right. Good night, everybody. My question is based on IP. For those of you who don't know what IP means, intellectual property. Now, in this virtual competition, we're going to be seeing a lot of new work and a lot of creative work on the different platforms. My question is that, to you, the host, what do you have in place to protect a lot of these work? One, and is it that it's going to be a requirement that if you want to take part, you must be registered with a copyright agency?
Well, we're going to follow all the requirements that is needed or required of us in terms of executing this competition. As we all know, normally with a regular soca monarch, none of that is ever asked for or needed or required for you to compete. But in this aspect where songs may be uploaded to the music and so, it may be to the interest of the artist to be registered to be able to collect their royalties and so forth. So this is an added incentive because we know how we operate in St. Vincent. Everybody's laid back and nobody actually looks at the business side of making music. So we're hoping that this would be a stepping stone in helping encourage artists to also not only be creative, but also view this as a business and get done what is needed to be done to benefit from it as a business. Good? Nice. Any other questions? No? Back to Candice? Our next boxer. All right. Back to Candice.
Thank you. Okay, so the formal side of the proceedings is over, so you're free to mingle, eat, drink, and have some fun. We're just going to be doing some live interviews over here. So if you would like to be interviewed, you can step up as well. But in the meanwhile, DJ, you can do your thing and you can enjoy your refreshments.
It could be water, it could be rum, it could be anything.